Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company. Today is Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. We're here for the Frosted Forest monthly subscription class. So welcome everyone. I'm coming to you live from Hudson, Wisconsin for class tonight. We're going to make some really pretty cards using the Frosted Forest bundle, which is actually 3 items. It's the stamps, the dies, and the masks, which are stencils. So we're going to use some stencil paste, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I tried sending the step-by-step tutorial like 5 times tonight, and something is going on with my internet and my email, because apparently my internet is fine to go live. So I'll keep trying to send it to you when the live is over. I think I need to like restart or something. I don't know. My computer updated last night, and so did my phone, and everything else works fine, but not my email. So sorry, the step-by-step tutorial is coming. I thought I sent it hours ago, and then when I came back to my computer, it was like, error, message not sent. And I was like, oh no, I sent that at 4:30 p.m. or I thought I did. So, and then I couldn't figure it out. So I was a couple minutes late. I was trying to figure out how to get that sent to you. So I don't know. Technology sometimes, I guess, is not my friend. So, hi everyone, if you're here live, say hello in the chat. Hi Patty, hi Karen, hi Linda, hi Christina, hi Jean, hi Nancy Sue. Okay, so this monthly subscription class is where you make 9 cards, 3 of 3 different designs, and we're going to make those first 3, we're going to make 1 of each card. And then you'll make the rest. So we have, in this kit, you're going to get a whole roll of white ribbon, which you'll have the frayed white ribbon. I couldn't get the ribbon that I used on my sample, so I'll use the white ribbon tonight that I have, but any white ribbon would go. Hi, I'm teaching class. No, please close the door and go to bed, okay? I love you. Mason, you need to go stay in your bed. Okay? No. Okay, we are clearly having trouble getting back on routines here in this household. And I moved this class. If you remember, in the spring I used to go live at 8 p.m. and it was just too early to put all of the kids to bed and get everything done and be down here and ready. So I pushed class for the fall now to 8:30 p.m. So it's a half hour later. But the kids still don't want to go to bed. So I don't know that it really matters. When I try to go live, they still want to come in. So I completely lost my train of thought. But yes, so we're going to make 3 cards tonight. And I have some previews. Do you want to see some previews for class for October? I haven't done the showcase yet, and I will do the showcase probably next week. Next Monday, maybe, I'll do the showcase. And then, but I have a couple things designed if you want to see. Okay, let me flip the camera. Let's see. Okay, so these are the cards we're making today. You make... Mason, come here. Close the door. Come here. Mason. Oh, these children, I tell ya. Okay, this is one. We'll make 3 of these. This is another. We'll make 3 of these. Okay, and then this one, I did change up the color a little bit today. We're going to stencil them with a little bit different color. Okay, so, okay, let's see. What's next? The autumn... More Than Autumn, I think is what it's called. More Than Autumn. That's a bundle class. Hi, Cheryl. So that's the first class. I don't have a printed schedule in front of me, of course not. You can find a schedule at my website, which is browndogcraftcompany.com. But the best way to figure out when class is going to be, in case the schedule isn't updated, is to look at the lives that I have scheduled on YouTube. So you can see them all scheduled through the end of the year. And that's where I'll have everything the most up to date, okay? Otherwise, you can always email me. Christina, I remember those days with my kids. Yes, he just doesn't want to go to bed. So, I don't know. Yeah. It is what it is sometimes. I can hear him. I think he's right outside the door. Just listening. He'll probably fall asleep on there's a staircase right there. So I'm guessing he'll fall asleep on the staircase, but we'll find out. Okay, so the More Than Autumn bundle is super cute, and we're going to make 4 cards with that bundle. I think it's the first week of August. The first week of October. We'll make 4 cards, and it's $25 for card kits. Okay. All right, so this is the first one. And what I used, I know it's kind of hard to tell. You can kind of see that there. I used something called Glossy Accents on the whipped cream here. Yes, Cheryl. They are cute. It's a good thing they're cute, right? I'm just going to pull out my Glossy Accents. So, it's made by Ranger, and it's called Glossy Accents, and it goes on kind of like a really thick glue. And then when it dries clear and like has like a soft texture to it. So, you could use, like, we've got that white, I can't even think of what it's called. But it would be white, so you wouldn't be able to see your stamping through it, would be the only thing. Okay, here's the second card. You had me at Pumpkin Spice. And this uses that background stamp that's called Sketch Plaid. Really cute. One of my favorites. Okay, so that'll be card number 2. Card number 3, this uses Sketch Plaid again too. This one's donuts. We'll color our donuts. Nothing's better than donuts, and the donuts have that glossy accents on there, which you totally do not need the glossy accents. They're super cute even without them. Okay, so you don't need it, otherwise it is very inexpensive. And then here's the third card, Nothing's Better Than Pumpkin Pie. And on this one, the glossy accents is on the marshmallows. Thanks, Christina. Okay, so those are the 4 cards we'll make for that class. $25, okay? All right, and you get everything you need to make the card. You just need your own stamps and dies and glossy accents if you'd like that in this case. Okay, Coffee and Cards in October features the Green and Gold Suite. Seasons of Green and Gold, I think is what it is. So it's Greetings of the Season, stamps, and then dies. They look like tags. And then Golden Greenery, which is a lot of dies in here. And these are really pretty. They're layering. So everything layers. It has 2 layers. And I didn't think I was going to love it, but I did. I absolutely love it. So Coffee and Cards is $45. You'll get a full pack of the neutral backed adhesive sequins. Oh, thanks, Nancy. I'm glad you like them. They're shiny. There's 4 different colors. You'll get a whole pack of that, and then just enough ribbon to make your cards. Okay, but we do make 5 cards. So here's the first one we'll make. It's the most wonderful time of the year. This has Stella on these. And we make our own little background here. That's all stamping. So this is all stamping. Okay, so we'll stamp all that, and these are the sequins. Okay, here's the second card we'll make for Coffee and Cards. So this is die cut from the DSP. You could fussy cut it too, but it's die cut from the DSP. So that'll be the second card. And the third card, this one we will stamp. So we'll stamp and then die cut these. So we'll stamp the 3 greenery pieces and then the bells and the cute little berries. Okay, that's the inside of that one. And this one uses the 3D embossing folder, the snowflake one. And then this is heat embossed with gold. And then this is the DSP. Okay, so that's card number 4. And this is card number 5. Okay, so this one's a fun fold. So this is from the vellum. These pieces are all die cut from the vellum. And this is stamped. I stamped it a little crooked, so I'll try to stamp it correctly in class. And then this uses DSP, and then we'll stamp this, and it opens like this. Okay, so, and then the back. We'll stamp this too. It's really easy to stamp. I know the stamping looks intense, but it's not. Okay, so the Coffee and Cards classes typically feature a lot of stamping. Okay, we'll stamp and chat and all of that fun stuff. Okay, so these are $45 for this class, and you'll definitely want the stamps or dies, or know what you're going to use if you don't have these stamps or dies. Okay, and then I'm working on I almost tipped over in my chair. That would have been a show. That class I think I originally had scheduled for the 8th of October, but I will not be here. I'm gone for about a week and a half. So I'm going to push that to, it's like the 22nd of October. And then the last class of the month will be the monthly subscription class, which is going to feature the Snowy Scenes suite, which is the snowman and the penguin and the snow globes. And I'm working on those cards. I'm really close. I've got one of them over here I've been working on putting together. It's going to be a fun fold. And the monthly subscription class in October, there are two, you're going to absolutely love the other fun fold that I have planned. I don't want to give it away, but you are absolutely going to love it. So it's going to be a little bit different because I really liked these cards and I liked this suite for these cards in particular. So we're going to make one really super involved fun fold, this other fun fold that I just showed you a little bit, and then 3 of a different card. So that's how the monthly subscription class is going to be. Normally it's 9 cards, 3 of 3 designs, but the first 2 cards are super involved. So, and they use a lot of cardstock. So we'll just make 1 of each of those and then 3 of a third card. Okay, so it'll just be a little bit different, but you'll still get your ribbon and your snowflakes. The embellishments in that one are snowflakes. Okay. Oh, yeah, these are my notes for whatever class this was. Green and gold, I think. So, okay, what do we need today? Today we need Frosted Forest. These are really pretty stamps, okay, and dies. And I was going to die cut my trees ahead of time and I didn't. And then you're going to have these masks, okay. They are pine trees that are A, B, and C. And then whatever kind of tree this is, maybe an oak tree, that are 1, 2, and 3, okay? So you could use ink on all of them. You don't need to use shimmer paste. I'm using shimmer paste today, the shimmery white embossing paste, okay? And I'm going to call them as stencils on accident, just so you know that's what I'm referring to when I call them a stencil. Okay, we're using Misty Moonlight, Lost Lagoon, and on my sample card I used Pebble Path, but I like Smoky Slate and Basic Gray better. So we'll use Smoky Slate and Basic Gray. Okay, so you'll need your blending brushes. Oh, and I didn't put in the instructions. You don't have the instructions anyway, but you'll need a, whatever this is, spatula of some sort, okay, for your stencil paste. Okay. All right, so let's pull out the DSP that we need, and I'll tell you what you need to cut, okay? So the pieces of DSP, you get extra DSP in this class, but the pieces that you need for this class are going to be this piece. It's like the blueberry, greenery blueberry pieces, and then this gray piece, which the backside is the blue trees, okay? So, there we go. Okay, so you're going to need 3 of these for 3 of your cards. I'm only showing you 1 because I'm only making 1 card, but you're going to need 3 for 3 cards. Okay, so each one of these measures 2.5 inches by 4 inches. Okay, and both of them should be non-directional since we're using this side of the pattern. So cut it in whatever way you'd like, but you want 3 of them that are 2.5 by 4. These are each 2.5 by 4. Okay. So you'll need 3 of those and 3 of these, and then that is for 1 card. Okay. Now this pattern is the second pattern, and this one is directional. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, but you want to make sure that you cut it 4 tall by 5 1/4 wide. If you cut it the other way, your trees are going to go sideways. Okay. So make sure you cut it 4 tall by 5 1/4 wide, and you'll need 3 of those. Okay. And the third piece for the third card is this one with the deer. Now this is the card that I originally used Pebble Path on and then switched to Basic Gray. The Pebbled Path is here, and this side is more black. So I thought it looked better with Smoky Slate and Basic Gray. So this also will measure 4 tall by 5 1/4 wide, but be careful where you cut it. If you cut it too far down, you're going to cut your deer off. Okay, so which would be fine, you just have a bunch of treetops, but okay. So 3 of those. So basically these 2 are cut into a panel and these 2 are cut just a little bit smaller. Okay. All right, let's start with the stencil paste first because it needs time to dry. So that's not going to be this tree. It's going to be these 2 cards. Sorry, I can't pick these up. There we go. Okay. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way. Okay, so let's pull apart the card pieces. When you're looking at the Pebbled Path one, when you're in there, you're going to have, these are labels from Wild Fern. So this is the, I think this one is the largest label from Wild Ferns. Okay, so you'll have white labels. You're going to have this that's die cut from the white paper, and the die doesn't cut all the way through, so we will trim this off and you'll just have all of this as extra. Okay, you're going to have a smoky slate mat, and yes, we cut out the tree for a different card from your mat. It's perfectly fine, you're not going to see it, it's going to be covered. And then you're going to have your white insides. So I have 2, which means you have 6 for this card. 3 are for your insides and 3 are for stenciling. So set 3 of these aside for stenciling. Okay, and yes, my card base is cut. I set it aside for me. Yours will be cut properly. Mine is just, I always give myself the ones where if I make a mistake, I set them aside for me. Okay, so let's pull the pieces out that we're gonna stencil on. Okay, and then this card gets your DSP that has the deer on it. Okay, so I'm gonna set all of this in here and just set it aside. Okay, now when we go to our Misty Moonlight card base, you're gonna have these trees, which I forgot to punch this out. You don't need to punch all the insides out. You could leave the insides in. And to be honest, I usually do leave the insides in. On my other one, I didn't, because one of my kids came and poked all the insides out. So, but normally I leave the insides in because I don't have the patience to get them all out. All right, that's good enough for me. Okay, so you'll have 3 of these misty trees. You probably have a large piece of this. You can cut it to 1.5 strips, 1.5 inch strips. We're gonna hand cut a hill into this. Okay, you'll have a little Wild Ferns label, 3 of them. And then you'll have 3 Lost Lagoon mats. Again, your tree is die cut out, but it's okay, it's gonna be covered. And then in this one, you'll also have 6 white. So 1 white for the inside, well, 3 white for the inside and 3 white for stenciling. Okay. All right, so now we have 6 panels set aside for stenciling. And let's put everything in here. This Misty Moonlight gets this piece, this tree, these trees. And these other 2 pieces are gonna go with this card. This card doesn't have any stencil paste. And you're gonna have let's see, I think you need 1.5 of these for making your trees, and then 1 is for your inside, I think is how that works. Okay, so you can set that all aside. We'll do that next. That one doesn't use any stencil paste, so we'll get to that next, but that has this DSP. Okay, so let's pull in our panels. I'm going to use my mat. Sorry, this is really loud, I'm sure. Sorry. Okay, so this is a grip mat, and it's photopolymer, and it sticks to your glass mat, and it holds your stuff down. Okay, so we're going to work on our trees. So let's do the trees for the Pebbled Path card. These are the stencil paste trees, but I'm going to do them in a little bit different color. So we're going to pull out our smoky slate and our basic gray and our gray or black blending brush. And we're going to pull out stencil A. Okay, so it's these trees, stencil A, and we're going to line it up right here. Make sure you get it here in the center of your, in the center. We're going to stamp a tree in a little bit, and we're going to stamp it right here. Okay, so there is, oh no, that's on the other card. That's on the blue card. Never mind. Okay. All right, so our stencil A, we're going to use smoky slate. So I'm going to open up my smoky slate. I'm going to load up my brush, and I'm going to start off the image here and very lightly ink blend over. Okay. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure. Hi, welcome, Yvette. I'm glad you found us. Okay, so we're not going to put a lot of pressure. When I ink blend, I always like to start off of my image. So start onto the stencil. That'll help avoid getting a big brush mark on your cardstock. And then I don't like to put my fingers up here. When I do that, I get way too much pressure on the brush and I don't get as good of results. So I tend to have a heavy hand when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I have to pay attention and force myself to be gentler. So by putting my fingers further back on the brush, it helps me be gentler. And yes, I know I need new blending brushes. This is not... I like to keep this black one for my black or my grays because then I always know that's the color. But, okay. All right, now what I'm going to do, you can rinse these off with water. I'm going to take a cloth and I'm going to very gently wipe this away. Now, it is delicate, so be really careful, especially down here on this big tree. Oh, thanks, Christina. Okay. And yes, my take your pick tool, I got a new putty and I can't get it to stay. I don't know what I'm doing, but it won't stay. So I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, so we're gonna pull this stencil off and just set it aside. We are gonna use it again. Now you're gonna do this 3 times, right? Once for each of your cards. So you could put a new panel in and do this stencil A again. That's what I would do if I was making more than one. But I'm gonna pretend that I already did that. And here I am now on stencil 2. Now this is the like shadow on the branches. So I'm going to line that up. And this is where I'm going to pull in basic gray. Okay, so this is basic gray. Now this is a little bit darker. Okay, so start lighter. You can always add more ink, but you can't take it away. You have to start over if you add too much and you don't like it. And when I ink blend, I think this is to the left, and then I'll ink blend some to the right. Ink blend to the left, and ink blend some to the right. Okay. And then I will do the same thing. I will very carefully wipe this up. Okay. Now, we're not going to do the stencil paste yet because we're going to do it all together when we have our other card, when we have our other panels. Okay, so you'll do this with your 3 panels and you'll set this aside. Then you'll bring, what color gray are those? Okay, Yvette, the stencil A is smoky slate, and then stencil B, the shadow portion, is basic gray. And then on the 3rd layer, we're going to do shimmery white stencil paste. Okay. But for our other card, let's work on our other card too. So then on your other 3 panels that we set aside, we're going to start over and we're gonna work on our Lost Lagoon and Misty Moonlight. Okay, so let me find stencil A again. Now this is the one where you are going to, right here we're gonna stamp a tree. Right here. So these two are stencil paste and we need to stamp this one. So we're going to end up stamping it right here. Okay. Oh, thanks, Yvette. Okay, so these ones we're going to start out with Lost Lagoon. Okay, and I lost my teal blending brush, so don't mind me. Okay, I really need new, I think I'm going to order new blending brushes tomorrow. There's free shipping tomorrow, so I think I'm going to order a whole bunch of blending brushes. I've been trying to figure out, so I just have one blending brush for every color family, like one for teals, one for blues, one for reds, one for pinks, etc., etc. But all of our brushes are gray. So I'm trying to figure out how do we, like, yeah, I know we can look at the bristles to see what color we use, but do you guys like put little tape on yours? Do you, like, what do you do to differentiate your brushes? Maybe people don't do anything and that's just me being me, but I'm curious. Okay, I'm gonna very gently, wipe this away, and then when I'm all done I'll give it a good rinse in the sink, and you could also spray it with some alcohol. It cleans them right up. Okay, all right, and then the next layer, which is layer B, we're gonna use Misty Moonlight. And if you ever aren't sure how to layer your stencils, like let's say you can't like you can't figure out where this stencil B should go, what I do is I take stencil B, the one that I can't figure out where to go, and then I take stencil A and I line them up together like this, and then I line up what I just ink blended. So like stencil A ink blended this and that, and then when I push it down, when I pick up stencil A, in theory stencil B should be exactly where it needs to go. Okay, that's my little trick if you can't line it up. Okay. Cardstock because they're heavy. Amazon has clips in different colors. Patty says I put a label on mine. Christina says they have clips for the brushes that are colored on Amazon. Oh. Yeah, that's what I do. I use, like, my blue brush, I use it for all my blues. So I didn't know that there were clips on Amazon. I'll check it out. It just would be nice to either, like, I wish they had the brushes in colors, right? Okay, so this is Misty Moonlight on stencil B. I think I mentioned that, but I don't know. I was chatting away. Okay. Okay, so you'll do this on your 3 panels. Okay. I'll set these here. Okay, once you have all 6 of your panels done, the 3rd step, which is C, stencil C, is the same for all of them. So we're going to line this up. This is stencil C, and it is snow on these trees. Okay, so it lines up here. I'm going to take my stencil, my shimmer white embossing paste, and any spatula that you have. And when we do this, we want to work kind of quickly, and wherever we get this stencil paste, we need to be sure to take it to the sink and wipe it off right away. Okay, it will dry like cement. So it'll dry like cement on your mask. It'll dry like cement on your spatula thingy. It will dry like cement everywhere. On your desk, in your sink. So once you get this here, now you're going to do this 6 times, remember. I'm going to peel this up, pull this panel up, Isn't that so pretty? And then set this somewhere. It's going to take about an hour to dry. Okay. It's going to take about an hour. And then proceed on with your other stencils. Okay. A little bit goes a long way. So, but this is going to make our trees look like they're snowy, which I know it's September, but I want it to be fall. I don't know that I want it to be winter, but I'm ready for fall. It was like 89 degrees here today, which in Wisconsin towards the end of September is not normal. Like we had summer. Summer can be gone. I would like fall. Okay, so I'm just getting enough in here to cover all these little holes. Okay, that looks good to me. I'm going to scrape all this excess into here, and then I'm going to go rinse these things off. Okay, and you will do the same thing. So make sure you get this on nice and tight. Oops. And I'm going to go wash these in the sink. If you can't wash them in the sink right away, you can put them in soapy water. I'll be right back. Hi, Milo. Go away. Go away. Okay, all right, so I'll show you this one up close too. Okay, isn't that pretty? Okay, so we're gonna let it dry, and let me find these things. Oh my goodness, doesn't want to go on nice. Okay, now I'll show you what it looks like dry. I did some earlier today, and I'm pretty sure they're dry by now. I can't reach them. Hold on. I'm going to switch them for these wet ones. Okay, these are the dry ones. I have a really big splotch of ink on my desk. I'm not sure why. Okay, all right, these are the dry ones. So I know it's sort of hard to tell in the camera, but in person they are gorgeous, and they're raised. Okay, now there are dies for these. I was going to die cut them out ahead of time, but I ran out of time. So we will die cut them out live, and we're gonna stamp one in here. That's this one. So we're going to stamp this big tree, this one here. Okay, that's this one. Now you can stamp it in your Misty, or you can do it with a block, but whatever you're going to do, I would wait until your stencil paste is dry if you use a Misty for sure. If you're just going to use a block, you're probably fine. But it'll fit perfectly in here, okay? So you'll do this on your 3. Oh, thanks, Yvette. So you'll do this on your 3, okay? And they're stamped in Lost Lagoon. Now, whoops. Then we'll die cut. Okay, perfect. And then we'll do our other ink blending too. Should we do our other ink blending before we die cut? I should have left my mat out. I forgot we have to ink blend some more. Okay, you're going to take another white panel from your Lost Lagoon card base. I should have left my mat out. Oh, I missed 2 colors, guys. We need Pebbled Path and Shaded Spruce. Pebbled Path. Let's see if I can reach. Shaded Spruce. Oh my goodness. I reached it. Okay. All right, we're gonna do 3 trees, or you'll do 3 trees. These ones are 1, 2, and 3. So the first one is the base of the tree, the trunk of the tree. And 2 and 3 are the leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna line this up like this because I wanna make sure I do this low enough. So we're gonna cut off the bottom of our tree trunk. So when you do this, you're gonna do it this way. One will be here, one will be here, and then one will be on, you'll have another panel, okay? Because since you have 3 cards and I just have 1. So you'll do 3 of these. So I'm just gonna hold it in place. All right, I can tell that that will be fine right there. Okay. Now this is gonna be Pebbled Path. And these aren't too hard to hold in place. Let me clean off this brush a little. Okay, so this will be Pebbled Path, which is a dark color, so you'll do your 3 of these. Okay, so there's 1. Okay, and then stencil 2 goes up here, and this one's sort of easy to line up because it these little pieces here go over what you already ink blended. Okay, I gotta find my green blending brush. Sorry. So here's my green. I don't know what's on there. And now layer 2 and 3 are both going to use Shaded Spruce. We're just going to use a lighter hand on this first stencil number 2, and we'll use a heavier hand on stencil number 3. Okay, so I'll line that up. Oh, that's a lot of ink. I don't want that much ink. Hi, Milo. Hi, Milo. Hi, Milo, baby. Good boy. Okay, there's the second layer. I'm going to just rinse that off later in the sink. And then this is the 3rd layer, which I'm having trouble figuring out where that should go. So I'm going to use my little trick. Can't pick it up since I don't have my sticky mat. Got it. I'm not even going to re-ink up my brush because there's so much ink on it. So this will be like the shadow. So we're just using the same color, a heavier hand. There. Okay. Isn't that pretty? So you'll do that with your 3 and then die cut. Okay, I'm gonna die cut now. I was planning on having all of my die cutting done, but apparently not. Apparently not today. So this one here. All right, you guys want to hear a story while I die cut? So we're going somewhere in a couple of weeks for a little over a week. And the last time we went somewhere, we boarded Milo at the vet. And our thought was we'll board him there and he'll be safe, right? He's at the vet, so if anything like medically goes wrong, he's fine. Which is correct, and that still holds true today, right? If anything medically goes wrong, he would be fine. So we're looking at boarding him, and if we boarded him at the vet based on what time they open and what time they close, he'd have to be there for like 11 nights. And he hates the vet. He gets such like anxiety over going, like so much so that like we pull up in the parking lot and he like shakes so much his teeth chatter. Like that's how scared he is. So, and they're not a daycare, obviously. They're a vet, and they just board their own like patients, right? So they don't have time to take the dogs out and play like all throughout the day because they're not a daycare. They're a vet, and they just offer this boarding service or whatever. And so I thought, well, he's really anxious, and I don't want him to be left alone for that long. You know, that's a long time. And he's really big, and we obviously don't mind that he's big, but a lot of other people who don't have a big dog don't understand, like they don't like big dogs. And, you know, like they're used to little dogs, and you can pick little dogs up, and little dogs, I think, don't run away as much. Maybe they do. I guess I don't know. But Milo just, you know, he's his own special person, we'll call him. I know he's a dog, but he's his own special person. So I found this place. It's near my house on the way to the airport, and we can drop him off the morning of, and we can pick him up the day we come home. So it's only like 8 nights or 9 nights, and they take him out to play for 8 hours a day, and he gets to play with other big dogs, and we'll give him a bath when he's done, and they give him his medication and all of his regular food, and you can bring in like a bed and toys. And then they call them the suites that you can rent. So I did go look, of course. I had to go make a tour or go take a tour. And you can, this is the last one. They call them the suites, or no, they call them townhouses. And when you put the dog in the townhouse, it's less like a cage. It doesn't look like a cage at all, actually. And they have a TV in there that plays all day, and a raised bed, and they have a webcam. So not only can I watch Milo, they have an indoor and an outdoor group play area where he'll be for 8 hours. I can watch him in both of those places on a webcam, but I can also watch him when he's in his little condo, or whatever I said they called it. Okay. And then they give me daily progress reports. You know, progress reports, but so, yeah, Haha, funny. So they will send us those. And so I was like, okay, this place is great. I don't even care what it costs. I will pay it. I will pay whatever it costs to have him be comfortable, because he's almost 12, and it just scares me leaving him for that long. That's honestly why we haven't gone on very many vacations, because I'm scared to leave Milo. So, okay, let's pause the story and I'll get to it in a second. Let's pull out the Misty Moonlight card and look at the pieces that go on that card. So that's going to be the Misty Moonlight trees. Okay, and we're going to stamp here. Let's pull out this tree. We're going to stamp on the inside, and we're going to freehand a hill. Okay, so this is 1.5 inches by 5.5. It doesn't need to be that long, but we're going to literally just freehand a hill. So I like to do that with a long pair of scissors, and I'm just going to come here and I'm going to turn the paper as I'm cutting to make a couple of snow hills. So smooth hills. Okay, so that's what I cut off, and that's what I'm left with. Okay, super easy. Oh, and we will have to cut the end off. Okay, so let's see what I stamped. I stamped thank you on the outside. Oh, and on the inside I stamped a bunch of trees. Okay. So mine has a smudge on it. I don't know why. Okay, so it's thank you in Misty Moonlight. And that thank you is right here. It's really cute. What paper is that? It is really old white glimmer paper. It is not the current white paper. I have had it for probably 10 years. It's from Stampin' Up. God knows when. Yeah, but it's really white. It looks like snow. Okay, so this is thank you, and it's gonna go right in the center. Sorry if my head's in the way. You can see I probably need to color my hair. Okay, and then we'll do, let's see, I did the big tree here. The big tree? The big tree. In second generation Misty Moonlight and second generation Lost Lagoon. Sorry, I gotta get a block. Poor Milo, I understand that with my pups. We used someone here at our house this summer. Yeah, I know. I thought about doing that. I think you can do like Rover or something. I think is what it's called. Where they come and they like stay at your house. Yeah, I don't know. I get nervous about the, like, what if they lose him, you know? Like, even though they're at your house, what if they lose your dog? Okay, so that was second generation Misty Moonlight. All right, I'll finish the story in a second. I don't want to mess up. Oh, and we still need that. So then we'll get our Lost Lagoon, and we'll do second generation. They need to bring back that paper along with the red. Yes. Didn't it come... I could be mistaken because it was literally about a decade ago, but I think it came in a pack that was red, white, and green. And I think it had a Santa paper that it went with. But this is a long time ago. And I was not a demonstrator then. So I could be mistaken. Okay, and then we're going to do No Beauty Shines Brighter Than That of a Good Heart. That's this one up here. And that will be Misty Moonlight. I have another story I can tell you too. Not a bad story. This one's good. Okay, so that'll go here. Okay, so that's all this stamping. Let me see what your comment says. Cheryl says we used to have Camp Bow Wow also before. That one sounds better. They just have a lot of dogs per person ratio. Did have video, but overnight for 11 hours before staff comes in. Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah, I don't think Milo will be left that long. If he is, he will be okay. He can go a long time at night. He can't during the day, but he can at night. Okay. All right, let's assemble. All right, you guys, I am testing. I normally use liquid glue. I'm a liquid glue girl. I am trying this Stampin' Seal Plus. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I hate it. I've never really used a tape runner, so I figured I will try it. I've seen a couple of people use a tape runner, and it seems to work well for them, but I just don't know. I really like liquid glue. It's my favorite. I mean, you should have seen me when I first started using this tape runner on a live. I gave up because I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. It was kind of funny. Yvette says, I'm doing card swaps. It has to be current DSP. Oh, so you can't use the white glimmer from last year. I remember that white glimmer. I think I used that all up. Yeah, this stuff is super old, Yvette. Like, we're talking 2013 probably. I should go pull out an old catalog. I do have them all. I have all of the old catalogs. Funny enough. Okay, then this will go on the bottom. Oh, you use both tape and liquid glue. Yeah, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. I don't know. I seem to struggle with it. Oops, we needed to cut this off before I put it down. See, I was too busy talking. So this is going to be lined up with your DSP, and then we got to cut off the other end. It's going to overhang a little bit. Oh, guess what came in the mail? Remember? I lost my scissors. I think I threw them away. Here they are. I finally have paper snips again. Okay, so this is supposed to be even with the DSP. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. All right. Okay, now this tree will go in the in the background, the foreground. The foreground's the front. This tree will go in the background. The background. Right about here. I'm just looking at my sample. Okay, and then we'll do embellishments at the end. Okay, since you have a whole pack of embellishments. Okay, and then this one goes in the background. Put it up here a little bit. Okay, and then this one. Come on. So I'm just sort of sprinkling glue on it. I don't really know how to put glue on these little die cuts. This is going to need a block sitting on it. And then this tree will get some dimensionals. I'm already all gluey. Good boy, Milo Bear. And dimensionals. Okay. This will go here, right in the center. And then we'll tie a bow. And I already tied my bow, but you can tie a bow with your bow maker if you have one. And then you'll need a glue dot. You have a full roll of this, so I don't tie your bows when you get a full roll because I don't cut into your ribbon. You just get a full package of it. This tail is not cooperating. Okay. And then we'll come back and do embellishments. Okay. All right. Ribbon scissors. All right, card one. That needs a block on it to hold it down. Okay, card one. And this will get, there's like a bluish pearl that this one will get. Okay, my tail isn't cooperating. Okay, all right, so you'll make 3 of those. All right, let's go to the pebbled path. Thanks, Linda. Okay. And now, see, on these trees I used pebbled path, but the trees in the back here are gray. So that's why I did these ones today in gray, because I just think they'll look better. Thanks, Nancy Sue. But you can tell me what you think. Okay, so we'll pull our pieces out. Let's do our stamping. So this one we're going to stamp a sentiment. And we have to clean it because we used it on the last card. And we'll stamp the little tree, looks like. So on our sentiment strip, which is going to go this way, we stamped Noel Beauty. Let's see, that was in Pebbled Path. So since I did it in Pebbled Path, which is what color I did the trees in. Since the trees are in basic gray this time, I'm going to do the sentiment in basic gray. And I'm going to stamp toward the bottom of this little rectangle here. Okay. And then I think the inside is... Did I do basic gray again? We'll do smoky slate, just to be different. So that's gonna get Where's my inside? Okay, so this one is landscape, so this way. So this one's gonna get a little tree and thinking of you. Thinking of you right there. And the little tree. And I think this is pretty light, so we'll do first generation. Smoky slate. Think I can fit that on one of these? No. Of course not. Let me fit it on one of these. Yes. Thinking of you. Oh my gosh, there's hair everywhere. All right. Okay. Bye, Nancy Sue. Have a good night. Milo's napping. You'll have to see him tomorrow at the end of class. Okay, all right, now let's assemble. Let's see. This can go down. This can go down. And this can go down. Oh my goodness. And this. And what else did I say? This. Okay. All right, so this is the inside. This is the mat. This is smoky slate. Okay. Whoops, make sure you put this on right. Okay. And then you do have to cut the ends of this. So the die doesn't cut all the way through. So you just got to bring your scissors and cut it free. And then you get all this extra. And all this is extra. Okay, so save it for sure. Glitter paper is like gold, even if it's not gold, right? Okay, so get all these pieces out. And it's gonna go along the bottom there. I'm gonna get my paper trimmer. I should have not done it at such an angle, but I did. Alright, so that'll go down here. Okay. So, I don't know, we'll see how this works with tape. Feels weird to me, but I'll try it. Gotta fold it over though. Okay. Alright. That goes down here. And I have a little bit on the ends that I should have cut it a little differently, but that's alright. You can use your extra glimmer to add some in if you want. Okay, so these I didn't adhere these down at all. I just sort of left them free. And then this tree will go behind. He's gonna get tucked under here. Okay. So he gets tucked under. And then this one will go over. Okay, so I'll finish the story now that I think you can see what I'm doing without me explaining to you now. So anyway, in order to go to this place, Milo has to have a vaccination that he's never had before, which is fine. I don't care. I just never got it for him because he never needed it. So I booked this place like almost a month ago, and I did it online. And then when I went there, I was like, hey, I booked online, you know, I'm here for a tour. Can you make sure everything looks good? And I already got all the emails and I had to pay a deposit, and they were like, yep, we see you're in there. Everything looks great. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I know he needs vaccinations. It says we can bring them on the day of check-in. Is that fine? This one's going to get a bow too. Can I just bring his vaccination records on the day of check-in? And the girl was like, yep, that's perfectly fine. And it also says that in the email. Bring your vaccinations on the day of check-in. Okay, so I just happened to sign in to the system today. Last night, actually. I don't know why. I just was like, I don't know, let me just look at it. Because you can see your reservation. And it says waitlisted in bright red. And I'm like, what? And this is like 10:30 p.m. They closed at 8. I tried calling their 1-800 number. They didn't answer. It says waitlisted. And I went into full-on panic mode because we leave in 20 some days and I need to have somewhere to bring Milo and I can't bring him to the vet. What if he like has anxiety and has a really hard time when he's at the vet? Okay, that's card 2, guys. I'll have to finish the story in a second. Okay, isn't that pretty? So pretty. And we'll add our pearls. I added the red pearls on this one. I don't know that I'm going to add the red ones this time, but they're cute. Okay, all right, so we'll add red pearls in a little bit. Okay, last card is this one, and it's a bit of a fun fold, not too much, but oops. Okay, you're gonna have your inside, you're gonna have your little tree. We're gonna put this tree, so now you can see these got cut out of your mats. All right, so this is gonna be your tree, and this is the one that my kids poked all the holes in, thankfully, so I don't need to. Okay, all right, so let's do our stamping quick. This one's gonna go this way, and we're gonna stamp this little bird, and this little bird gets stamped in Smoky Slate. Okay, so this is Smoky Slate, and so is the sentiment. Okay. Okay, so it says waitlisted, and I panic. So I send a frantic email at 10:30 at night. Hey, I booked this for my dog. The email, I got an email confirmation. I already paid a deposit. I came in to see you. Everybody said, yep, you're good. You're fine. Everything's done. Right? So I send off that email. And then I have to wait because there's nothing more that I can do. Oops. Mine got scored wrong. Yours won't be. Yours is scored correctly. Remember how I said I keep all the things I mess up for myself? This is one of those things. Okay, so this one's going to go this way. Okay. This way. So this is our inside here. Okay. So I couldn't sleep all night. All night I'm thinking, oh my God, should I like quick book him somewhere else? Like, can I even get him in anywhere else? Like, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna take him? And how am I gonna do this? And right? Like I'm in full on panic mode. And I couldn't sleep all night. I was just, I mean, I'm sure I slept some, but so I get an email this morning. I woke up. It was like 7 a.m. And I have an email, and it says, your reservation is not confirmed because we don't have Milo's vaccination record. So you're waitlisted. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't make me feel any better. What does that mean? And so I pick up the phone and I call, right, this person. And she wasn't super friendly. She wasn't not friendly, but she wasn't super friendly. Oh, okay, this is a little shaded spruce panel, and this is shaded spruce ink. And we're going to take this tree, and we're going to stamp it onto this panel, and it's going to be like a little background. It's not going to be something that we want like in the foreground. So I'm not even going to put all of it on a block. I'm just going to put like this half of it on a block, this front half, and that's what I'm going to stamp onto here. And it goes this orientation like this. I'm going to stamp it here, and then I'll ink up again and stamp it over here. So it's just in the background. Okay, I'll hold it up. Okay, just in the background. Okay. All right. The rest is just assembly, so you can watch me assemble while I talk. Okay, so she wasn't not helpful. She just wasn't super overly friendly. And I mean, maybe I was slightly annoyed on the phone also, so there is that. But I was like, hey, you know, I booked for my dog and I booked online and they said he was good. And then they said I could bring his vaccination records in the day I drop him off. And nobody said that that was an issue. But now I'm seeing that it is an issue. And she's like, well, yeah, he needs to be vaccinated. And I was like, well, he will be. He's getting vaccinated later this week. And she's like, okay, well, we can't confirm his spot until he's vaccinated. And I'm like, well, but that's not what your stuff says. And she's like, well, that's how we do it. And I'm like, okay, well, he's going to be vaccinated in a day. Can you just, like, confirm it? Like, I need to know that he's going to be able to come see you, like, come stay with you. And so she's like, no, I can't. We need his records. It's policy. And I'm like, oh, my God. Can you just, I don't know what to do. Like, do you even have room at this point? And she's like, well, at this point we do. And I'm like, what does that mean? And she's like, well, if someone else books during those same days and takes the townhouse or whatever they call it and gets their vaccination records in before you do, then they would get to have your spot. And I was like, well, is that even a problem? Like, do you have people that could potentially bump me, or are there plenty of townhouses available for this time frame? And she wasn't super upfront. She was like, no, he's fine, but, you know, as it gets closer, we won't have room for him. You know, we have room for him now, is what her thing was. So I was like, okay. So I panic call the vet, and I'm like, I can't wait for his vaccination for another 2 weeks. I apparently have to have him vaccinated, like, now. And thank God we've been going to the vet for, I mean, he's almost 12, so thank God we've been going to the vet for that long. And they know us really well because we're there kind of a lot. And so this wants to stick to my fingers, not the paper. So the vet was super helpful. She was like, you know, we don't have anything, but hold on, let me go talk to the vet. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. So she goes and she talks to the vet, and she comes back and she's like, if you can bring him here tomorrow morning, bright and early when they open, we can get him in. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. So he has, it's not an emergency appointment because it's not an emergency for him, but he has an emergency appointment for me to have one stupid shot, one stupid vaccine. Oh, and then I have to take a picture of it and send it to this place, which, don't get me wrong, the place seems amazing. Like, it really does. But I wish they would have been a little more upfront about how they handle this. It's not clear. It was not helpful. It was not easy. So in the future, this won't be a problem because now I just know he needs to be vaccinated for whatever this thing is. It's the flu is what it is, the canine flu. Okay, I'm putting these back and forth, making a tear and tape sandwich, which means I put tear and tape down, I push the ribbon into said tear and tape, and then when I have it aligned how I like, I put another piece of tear and tape on top. And I don't know which way that should go. This way, maybe. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, it should all be fine. I highly doubt they're going to fill up from last night until tomorrow morning when I can get these people the vaccination records. And then Milo's going to love it. He's going to love it there. They seem great. So I have just sort of been filled with anxiety thinking about this and being concerned about this. And there's a couple of other things that are just going on that nothing, it's fine. It's fine. It's just life. But I haven't even begun to think about leaving. But I'll think about that like 2 days before we go somewhere. Okay, this will go here. And you know what else we need is our tree. Our little tree is going to go here. Okay. So that was a really long story, and I'm sorry. You probably don't want to hear all of that, but that's what's been on my mind. Okay. All right. Oh, thanks, Jean. It's just, I'm just concerned about him. You know, he's not I don't want to, he's sleeping, but he's OLD a little bit. And I'm just concerned about leaving him, you know. So, okay, that's card 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's get our embellishments out now. And you're going to have a full pack of these. Let's see. I changed my embellishments again, guys. I didn't like how I had them. It wasn't efficient or well organized. Okay, so you'll have a full pack of them. They are called adhesive backed pearl tree roll. Oh, okay. Yes, guys. Thank you. See, so I'm not crazy, am I? I'm not crazy. I feel a little crazy, but we have to know our dogs or cats, whatever they are taken care of when we go somewhere, right? Okay. I put these pink ones on this first card and I don't love it, so I think I'm going to do whatever these purple ones are. And I have to use this because I can't make my take your pick tool work, the end of it. I don't know what happened. It won't like stay. I'm not putting it in right. Ooh, Yvette, that's how you keep yours too. Yeah, I was keeping them. I thought I would change it and keep them in a binder, and then I didn't like that. It wasn't easy to pick them out and pick them up, so. Okay. Was this card 1? No, I think this was card 2. Okay, so I decided on purple this time. I think that looks better than the red, but this was the original red. Okay, so this original one here, this is Pebbled Path with the red pearls, and I think it looks better on the card we did today with the grays and the purple pearls, right? I'll zoom out here when we're done. Okay, this one gets the gray. They're not gray, they're bluish, grayish. Here, yes, Linda, our pets are like children. They really are. We love them just as much, right? Okay, that's number 3. Now you could put as many pearls as you want on here. I usually do 3 or 5. Sometimes I'll do 1 or 2 depending on like if there's a flower or where's my sample card to know what I put on this one? Oh, here it is. Okay, I did that color again. So I'm gonna hide that one there. So anyway, I think all will be fine. I'll feel so much better tomorrow after I confirm that his appointment is scheduled and good. Okay. All right, guys. I'm finished. I'm gonna zoom out and you can tell me what's your favorite. 1, 2, or 3. Let me zoom out a little. Okay, all right. I think, I don't know which one we made today. I don't know, I'll just do this. Okay, that was card 1. This is card 2. Okay, and this is card 3. Okay. Is that the one I made today? I don't remember. Okay. All right, so which one is your favorite? Tell me which one is your favorite, and then we'll get Milo over here. And we'll be back. I don't have my schedule in front of me. What is, oh, Cheryl, especially now that your children are grown. Yes. What do we have next? Is it still September next month? Next week? It is. What class are we on? Oh, I think we're on Coffee and Cards. Are we on Coffee and Cards next Tuesday? Yvette says 1 and 2 are her fave. 1 and 2. Jean likes all of them. Patty likes them. Linda likes number 1. Okay, so next Tuesday I think we're here for Coffee and Cards, which is Scenic Pumpkin Patch. And that's this one. It doesn't have any dies. We do a lot of stamping and we make really fun scenes with the stamps. So that'll be next Tuesday at 8:30. But I will see you all on Saturday if you are either going to Christine's, why am I drawing a blank? Creative Escape. That's what I'm trying to think of. If you are going to her Creative Escape on Saturday, I'll see you there. I'll be there in person. Otherwise, I will see you on the YouTube, or I think she goes on Facebook for that. So I'll see you on Facebook on Saturday. So I have a fun surprise for you. And the surprise that I show then is the super fun card that I am also doing for class for the Snowy Scene Suite. So that's why I can't show you yet. I do have a prototype made, but I can't show you because I want it to be a surprise for the people who see it at Christine's on Saturday first, and then I'll show you guys after that on my showcase, which will probably be Monday. So when I get back, it'll probably be on Monday. Oh, thanks, Yvette. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll have a party, okay? We're super close. I've been doing class, my first class, so I've been doing class every single week. My first class was September 19th of last year. So 363 days ago was my first class. I've been going live and doing videos on YouTube for longer than that, but that's when I started doing classes. So I didn't even think about that, but we're at like the 1 year anniversary mark of classes. So yay! I think we've come a long way and figured out what works and what doesn't work. And I'm sure there's lots of things that will change and tweak and do along the way. But okay. All right. Well, I'll bring Milo over. He wants his snacks, I'm sure. So let me get him over here. He's still sleeping. Normally he wakes up. He knows when the end of class is somehow, and normally wakes up. All right. Okay, Milo. Hi, bud. Do you want your snack? You look so sleepy. All right, over there you can see I'm starting to kit for classes that are coming up. Oh, thanks, Linda. Okay, Milo. Hi, puppy. Come here. Hi. How was your nap? How was your nap, huh? Can they see you? Oh, they can see you. Oh, good boy. How was your nap? You want your treats? Okay, can you sit? Can you sit? No. Can you sit? Sit. Oh, good boy. Good boy. I know your feet fall out when you slip. Oops, I dropped one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, finish these and then you can find that one. You goof. Alright. Alright, so for those of you who maybe don't know, Milo always makes an appearance at the end of class. It's his signature, whatever you call it. He's the brown dog of Brown Dog Craft Company, so that's where that's from. Good boy, that's all I have. Yes, good boy. Good boy. So, okay, well, I hope to see some of you guys on Saturday on Christine's YouTube channel. So if you're going to the Escape, tune in then. I have no idea what time it is. After lunch, I think, is what time she goes live. So I hope to see some of you there. Otherwise, if I don't see you then, I will see you, I'll probably schedule, I might get done with cards before. If I get done with the cards I need, no, I can't show you. I'm not going to get done. Okay, showcase probably Monday. Look for a YouTube live to be scheduled, and I usually send an email. So I haven't had a traditional showcase in like 2 months because last month was crazy. I don't know what happened, but it was like insane. So, but we'll have a traditional showcase for October, and it'll be really great. I'm really excited. They're really cute cards, and we're doing some Christmas, but winter. It's not necessarily Christmas. Winter. Well, I mean, the seasons of green and gold are Christmas, but the Snowy Scenes is winter, and the More Than Autumn isn't. It's autumn and winter. I don't think that's really Christmas. So I'm waiting for, I need the peppermint thingies to come back in stock, whatever those are called, peppermint swirls. They were supposed to be here this week, and now I think they're going to be here next week. So good night, Linda. Thanks for watching. Okay, guys, well, that's all I have for you today. So if you want to sign up for class from what you saw earlier, just shoot me an email. It's hello@browndogcraftcompany.com. Otherwise, you can wait for the showcase, and I'll get you signed up. More Than Autumn is $25 for that class. The monthly subscription, if you sign up for a 6-month subscription, which just means you make a commitment to purchase the kit every month for 6 consecutive months, it's $45 per month. And, oh, you got your stuff today. Oh, the peppermint swirls came in today? I just looked and they weren't in earlier. I'm going to go look. I want them. Oh, you guys, they have to hold out for free shipping. They have to hold out until tomorrow. Don't tell anyone. They're back. Don't tell anyone. We need a few more hours to get to free shipping. The monthly subscription class, that's what I was going to say. It's $45 per month, and we make a lot of cards. And the cards you get in those, we either make a lot of cards or you get super custom cards. So October is super custom cards. If you don't want to do the 6-month subscription, that's perfectly fine. You can purchase the card kit just as a one-time purchase. Oops, you can see me twice. Sorry. You can purchase the card kit. It's just a one-time purchase for $55. So if you don't want to do the 6-month subscription, that's fine. And then coffee and cards is also $45. So, and that was that was Season of Green and Gold. So a lot comes in that kit too. Those cards are pretty detailed. So, and the paper is really pretty. It's like a gold foil paper, and then that vellum is really pretty. So, okay, all right. Well, I hope the peppermints are still in stock tomorrow morning. I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope they're still there. So, okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone. It was great to see you all. I hope you have a great Wednesday and a great rest of the week. And we'll see you next time. Okay. Take care. Bye, everyone.